Hey there, gamers. Welcome back to Cryptic Gaming. Hope you guys been having a wonderful week. So, doing a little browsing around, trying to find out some new information for us here in Skull and Bones. And we actually have a video released of the Sloop of War coming in. So, we'll post that up there for you. Now, from what I can see, it looks like there are two ports off the rear. Look like they had torpedoes there. And is looking like, yeah, so if you've ever went over and seen La Peste ship, that's a Sloop of War by what we're seeing on that video there. It's looking to me, we're going to pop a still shot up here real quick. It's looking to me like there's 7 ports on the side here, on the broadside. I'm seeing 3 lowers. It's either 4 or 5 on the top deck. It's hard to make out there. So I don't know. I was hoping to have more ports than that, but I guess that's about on par for when you're looking at the sloop and things like that. That's pretty par for a medium ship. But that sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to have a medium in size DPS by nature, excelling in damage of overtime and toxic torment. So it's going to be having to deal with a lingering damage, obviously, and then of course that toxic torment perk as well. So I've got some ideas for this thing. I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Definitely going to be building a build with the rot mouth. That is a culverin for any of you who've seen me farming in my frigate with the culverins. Fantastic job. This ship here that we're looking at, definitely going to be giving it a try for several options, but I also have a few builds in mind for the frigate as well. Keep in mind you're looking at quite a bit more gun ports on the sides of those things, plus a lot of these furnitures coming in. While it may not have a base DPS for poison, the frigate's going to make a great ship for that, I believe, as well. So definitely looking forward to this Sloop of War, guys. It's looking like it's going to be something pretty awesome. Like I say, if you want to get a closer look at it, you can always go and find La Peste and go approach him, because that is, let's see if that's La Peste. No, that's the Bertrand. So thought we might jump over and check it out. But if you've ever ran La Peste, that is the Sloop of War, guys. And we're going to play that little clip for you one more time. But I know I'm getting excited about this. You know, it's always nice to have a new ship come into the game. And of course, we're all waiting for that faction wars for season 3 as well. You know, any kind of new content we can get is going to be really nice. Now, one of the things I have been working on, as I've said in the past, is we're trying to get that plague dust, because this new ship is going to require plague dust to build it and then upgrade it, and then the same for the weapons that we want to add poison to. Plague dust is going to be a component on that. So I've been trying to get a lot of plague dust, running just the princes. I mean, that works decent sometimes. I'll be honest, running La Peste has been the best way for me to get that stuff, and there is a rotation on the bosses. So once Bertrand is left the game here, we either go and sink him and it resets to the next, which will be La Peste. Then after La Peste, it goes back to Vikram, then Lynn, then back over to Armand, then back down to Bertrand, and you'll get La Peste again. Now, you can do it that way and just keep farming through the bosses, and I've done it that way. It unfortunately still takes around 20 to 30 minutes when you're doing it that way, because you have a 5-minute gap from when the last boss has dropped and they post a new one. There's 5 minutes there. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 minutes before they actually post the next one. So you're looking at about an 8-minute pause between grinding these bosses out. So that's one way you can do it, and it can take you a half hour to get, you know, a La Peste, and then you can get another one a half hour later. That's giving you a couple an hour. What I typically do, though, is I will come over here and I will start jumping world tiers 2 and 1. You can find them in both. It's easy. Just use torpedo builds, guys, that you've seen on here, and take and just go to tier 2. If you see him, go ahead and sink him. If I see a Bertrand, usually I'll run to Bertrand to make the La Peste spawn. But what I'm looking for is just La Peste, because you can find them out there. A lot of times too, you end up with the event that happens down here, and it won't show up. So make sure you check your journal as well to make sure that you don't have a La Peste he's on the map, but you just can't quite see him. He would appear in this location here. So just make sure you're kind of checking that and grinding that out. And keep in mind also, season 3, we're going to see the buoy system entered in. I know I, for one, am excited about it, where we will be able to take a buoy to a location, or a flare, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to be able to call La Peste in, or the Who Box, or whatever pirate lord we want to bring up. I'm going to be able to do a little bit more of a specialized focused grind, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier, and it's going to be a lot quicker than what we currently have for this. So while I'm right around 200 of the plague dust, I'm not going to be focused too much on the pest at this moment, because I'm not even seeing Blighted Bastion event, being honest with you guys. I've seen the pest come up quite a bit. There's not an actual event called Blighted Bastion that showed up one time. Now, I don't know if they've just increased the rate of him spawning in. Now, keep in mind, there used to be Lepest, the Pirate King or Plague King, and then there was actually the Blighted Bastion, which was its own mission, which is what's supposed to be up here, and it's not currently in here, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. I did send in a bug report on it, because I mean it says it's Blighted Bastion, so not seeing that. I'd send in a request on it. I've not gotten any drops of these furnitures or any of the weapons or anything like that, because obviously we're not running the Blighted Bastion currently. We're just getting a pest, and it's not dropping a lot of these things that we should be getting. But we do get plague dust from it, so there's a good way to get the plague dust. And I won't say it's easier to get it that way. It's easiest to get that stuff fighting one boss, which would be Lepest, but he doesn't always pay it either. Sometimes he does Blighted Fuel, and other times he doesn't do either one. So it can be kind of frustrating out there right now, but keep the grind up best you can. Like I say, Season 3, we're going to be able to go to Blackwood. We're going to be able to get those flares and be able to summon Lepest anytime we want, and we're not going to have to wait between grinds. We can get a group of guys and just be sitting there popping these flares and just get as much plague dust as we can. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here for Season 3. Get what I can while I can, but like I say, we've only got a few weeks left before we have Season 3 coming in. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's down to 21 days. They're about 25 days, so we're getting close to the end of the season, so we've got about a month left, and we'll be giving you any information we get here in the days ahead, obviously, because I'm expecting to start seeing some information about Season 3 starting to flow out a little better. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a roadmap for Season 3 coming. I know that's the big question. Everybody wants to know exactly what we're going to get and exactly when or should we expect to get it. Now, it is hard to deal with exacts in this game because, as you know, they will hold a project if there's things not quite right with it. They're holding it to make sure it's a little better received, a little more ironed out, rather than just dumping stuff out there. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys, but I'm definitely, what we do know is coming, I'm excited for, and we'll catch y'all later.